welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Simone J, the Budget Bestie, and you are watching my planning and budgeting life. So in this video, I am going to be doing a cash stuffing, and I'm going to try something a little different. So I'm going to pick a topic when I do these and have a conversation, so I'm not just counting money. And I'm going to try to talk and count at the same time. So we are cash stuffing the second check for March, and the amount is going to be $379. It's $372 now because I did spend a little bit for my lunch today. So it's $372. So anyway, I guess this video, the topic is gonna be managing money as a Christian. So if you're new to my channel and I don't know you in person, you don't know that I am a Christian, which means I believe in Jesus Christ, that he died on the cross for my sins. And I'm just gonna talk about managing money as a Christian. So first things first, let me go ahead and tell you what we're cash stuffing today. So we're cash stuffing my church fund, my miscellaneous envelope, debt envelope, food envelope, and vacation fund. So not a lot. I didn't have to take out a whole lot this time, what I usually do from previous videos, because I have switched some of my money over with some of the banks that I have. And so instead of me having to take my savings out of my Wells Fargo account and take it to ViStar and put it in my ViStar account, I just have my online savings accounts pulled directly from my Wells Fargo account. So I'm not taking my savings out in cash anymore. They're just being transferred from one bank account to the other. So this is probably gonna be a pretty short video. So the first thing I'm gonna be stuffing is my forward envelope, which is the name of my church, and that's something that I've started saving for. So that envelope is going to be getting $15 this paycheck, which is this one. I need to order some envelopes. They just come in packs, and I don't want to waste money getting ordering envelopes, and they don't all have something on them, so I'm trying to figure out what else I made the envelopes for. But anyway, so managing money as a Christian. So my pastor, they have been in the series, a sermon series called Managing Your Life, or Remanaging, something about managing. But they talk about like money, and they talked about money a lot. They talked about what else? They talked about the last sermon they talked about managing for your future. So they talked about like investing, preparing your life for a future, life insurance, things like that. Things that we should all be doing. But something that I have always just wanted to kind of talk to people about, as far as like managing money as a Christian. For one thing, paying tithe. If you're a Christian, you believe that your tithe, or the first of your income, goes to your local church, and that's basically seeing it as it's going to God. Of course, it's not disappearing and floating up to heaven. It's just a spiritual way of giving to your church so that it can continue to thrive and flourish and go on, so that other people can receive the gospel. I think if we think about it that way, we may be in a better position to feel like giving. So putting $15 in my church fund, which will bring it to 1, 2, 3, 50, 60, 65. So $365 in my church fund, and this is just going to be used for needs that I may have in my church. I'm also part of certain ministries in my church, so if there's a need for that, this is where I will go into. Um, so yeah, I think if we thought about it more of that way, that giving to our local church is more about, not about us, but it's more about making sure that our church is able to run and thrive, so that others can continue to come and receive the gospel. I'm not saying that there has to be, they have to come into a building. That's not what I'm saying. But it pleases God to gather with other believers. That's what His Word says. So we should have a local church that we're going to, so that we can gather with other believers. It's okay to go online. It is okay that you have online pastors that you listen to. I have some that I listen to, but I also have a local church that I go to, and I give to my local church, because for one, it pleases God to give. That's what His Word tells me to do, and I want to be obedient in that. And since I've been giving, God has not failed me in the area of financial. I've had up seasons and I've had down seasons, but I've always been taken care of. So that's just something nobody can really convince me that I don't have to do, because that's something I want to make sure I'm pleasing God with. But so it pleases God to give to your local church and go to your local church. And you get to make an impact on other people that you come in contact with. So managing money as a Christian, it involves that. So when we think about it that way, taking ourself out, taking out self and thinking about, well, if we don't give to our church, if our pastors get to a point where the church falls or they have to close the church, that's one less church that will be available to others who don't believe, and are not able to go and gather with other believers, because every church is not for everybody. And so the church that you go to may be for some people, and if that church is not able to thrive and be its best because the body is not giving and making sure that it's, operating at its best, then we're basically stopping the plan of God in the people's lives who are assigned to that, whose lives are assigned to that church. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. But managing money as a Christian, so I feel like, first of all, God's Word says that we're lenders and not borrowers. We're supposed to be thriving financially. Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. That's just a life thing. But as far as and sometimes God will have us in seasons where we may not be at our best for whatever reason. But it shouldn't be because we make poor decisions with our finances. And I'm learning that. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm learning stuff so I'm learning something new every single day. This is my vacation fund. For vacation, I am stuffing $50, which is just gonna be a $50 bill. So there's a lot in here, of course. That's because I took advantage of the opportunity to go ahead and get all the money I needed for my vacations that I have planned this year. I have 2 planned, and so this is enough to pay off both of those vacations, if I'm able to do so. And go on both vacations, I will, but we'll see what God has planned, because I don't know. A lot of things could happen, so that's why I haven't actually paid the vacations off, because I don't want to pay them off and then have to cancel something, which I'm praying I don't have to cancel, because I need a vacation. I haven't been on vacation since 2019. That was my last real vacation. The last time I went out of town was in, when was it? 2021, maybe? 2021, I think. Yeah. And yeah, that was the last time I went anywhere, but no, it was last year, because I went to Orlando last year. But I need a good over the seas you know, vacation, you know, some of y'all know what I mean anyway. But so this is enough to pay off. Well, this without the $50 is enough to pay off. So whatever money I'm adding to it now is basically gonna be money to pay for like my excursions, get luggage from my boys, things like that. So now on vacation we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 1,700. 2, 4, 6, 8, 1. That's 1,800. And then 20, 30, 40, 41, 42. So $1,842 in vacation savings. At some point, I'm just gonna go and put this in an account. Probably gonna put it in my VyStar account and just let it sit there until I'm ready to pay on the vacations. Because first of all, this envelope is getting kind of full, and I'm not super comfortable letting this much just sit. We're just in a safe place, but still, I think I feel more comfortable putting it in an account. But this is not gonna hold for too long anyway, and I don't want to mess it up. So yes, managing money as a Christian, so we should honor God with our money. And it's not just, so honoring God with our money is not just about paying our tithe. We can pay our tithe all day, but if we're not making the decisions to better manage our money, which means living under our means, paying off debt, you know, not taking on unnecessary debts that we really don't need, we're really not managing our money to honor God. So that's something I've learned over the years as well, because there have been times when I've been down and I'm like, Lord, I pay my tithes, I give, like, what is going on? But then looking back on those times, it's like, well, there were decisions that I made that caused me to fall financially. And so we can give, it honors God, and that's gonna be good, but he still gives us principles to manage our money so that we're still growing financially. So honoring God with our finances is not just about paying your tithe. We don't just pay our tithe and then go, okay, well, my money is blessed, so I'm gonna go and blow it all, or no, we still should be saving. We still should be working towards investing. We still should be paying off unnecessary debts that we don't need. Not just racking up debt just because we want to, or just because we don't want to experience delayed gratification. Managing our money is also about making good decisions and applying biblical wisdom and principles. So we're also putting money in the debt category. So debt, I have a bill with Verizon that I acquired trying to get new cell phones last year, and I'm grateful that I took the cell phones back and waited until I had the cash to pay them off, because now I don't have a high cell phone bill. But because of a situation that happened and I didn't call early enough to cancel the bill, I ended up getting stuck with the bill. So this is a debt that I'm trying to pay off, and this is actually going to finish it. So I'm going to be taking this and putting this into my account so that I can go ahead and pay this bill off, and it's going to be another debt that I don't have. So this should be 50, 70, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, and then we're adding $95 it should be. Hold on. $95 it should be. 50, 70, 90, 95. So just gonna add that in here, and then we should be at the amount that we need to pay off this debt. And so it hasn't reported to my credit report yet. I just checked my credit report, so that's a good thing. 50, 100, 2, 4, 6, 8, 85. Hold on. This bill is supposed to be $219. Okay, 100, 2, 4, 6, 8, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89. I feel like I miscalculated something because it should be enough to calculate everything. Hold on. Yeah, I didn't calculate it right. So I should have been doing $109.50. Anywho, I'm still gonna pay the debt off with this. I'm still gonna pay on the debt, and then I'll just take the rest from like my miscellaneous or something. But so this is going towards the debt, which 184 is what I have. 184. And there's a lot of noise in the background because I have 2 kids outside the door. So they're kids. I'm not going to tell them to be quiet. But anyway, so $35 more. Oh, I thought I was done. Is what I need. So I'll get that in due time. Probably with the next paycheck, I'll just have to do it. So my plans of paying off the debt this weekend, it's not gonna happen, but it's gonna happen because I'm gonna get the other $35. So that's what I am cash stuffing in this one. And then I think I just have a couple more things left, which is food and miscellaneous. So food is getting $150. So yes, managing money as a Christian, it takes more than just paying our tithe. It's also about making good decisions financially, investing, saving money, keeping our bills, our bills low. Y'all, lifestyle creep is not your friend. If we are getting increased, then it should be an opportunity for us to save more and invest more. As I've said in previous videos, I live with family. I came back to Jacksonville at the beginning of last year, and I was living with family. My plan was, when I got enough money to move, I was gonna find an apartment. But when I started working at my current job and realizing that, I was making more money than I ever have, which, to some people it still may not be a lot, but it's more than what I've ever made at any other job. I was gonna move, but I was like, you know what? I'm able to save so much money. It would be smarter for me to continue to work out a plan where I am, stay here, keep my bills low, and keep my bills low and just continue to save. That's a smart decision. That's a smart decision that I made, because that's what's gonna help me to reach my goal, which is next year, hopefully, to buy a house if that's God's will. And so I'm not letting lifestyle creep get to me. Like, I long to have a new car, but no, I'm not going to get a car loan if I can help it. I'm praying that I don't get forced to do that, because the amount of money that I would pay for a car loan, I'm putting that into my savings. That's a payment to my savings. It's not going to a car loan. And so instead of me making a dealership rich or a bank rich, that money is going into my savings account, and it's increasing my savings. And so I feel like the decision to not move out and get into an apartment where I would be paying over $1,200 a month, and just using that as an opportunity to save, and ultimately I'll be able to invest more. I feel like that's a good decision. And sometimes keeping your bills low doesn't include staying with someone. Maybe I have someone that I've been helping with their budget, and they have a mortgage, and their mortgage is not expensive at all. And they were saying that they were probably gonna, they were looking into maybe selling their home and moving into an apartment to pay off debt. And I had to tell them, like, hey, that's not gonna help. These apartments are very high, and with what you pay in your mortgage, you're more beneficial keeping your home and staying in your home and just saving up money than doing that, because these apartments are not charging what you pay for a mortgage on your home. And so cutting back does not look the same for everybody. It's not going to look the same for someone else as it does for me. Cutting back for me just meant, okay, let's not go and look and move into an apartment at the moment. How about we maximize this opportunity to save up as much as we can, and let's just work on building our credit. And then when the time comes, we're going to look into purchasing a home if the prices and the interest rates are right. That's another thing. So what's left is going into miscellaneous. So 50, 60, 61, 62. It was supposed to be 69, but I had to get lunch today because I ran out of groceries to take to work, which I usually take my food to work. So this is going into miscellaneous. So yeah, managing money as a Christian means, cutting back, not letting lifestyle creep get to us. A lot of people, they start making more money and we start looking for ways to spend that money. But avoiding lifestyle creep means when we increase and we start making more money, we look for ways to start saving and investing that money. How can we increase our accounts? How can we increase our portfolios? Instead of increasing the amount of handbags we have or the amount of shoes. Now, I ain't saying this, we can't spend. We should, treat yourself. Spend. You worked hard for what you make. Vacation. But we don't, all of our money does not need to be, just like my pastors and many pastors always say, don't eat your seed. My pastor did a really good demonstration on Sunday with an apple. When we eat an apple and we cut it open, we don't eat the seeds. The seeds don't taste good. They're bitter. It's what's around the seed is what tastes good. It's sweet. So it's just like with our finances. There are certain parts of our finances that we are able to eat. It's there for our enjoyment. And then there are other parts of the apple that are the seeds. It's our seed, and we don't eat those seeds. They're to put back into another place to help us, to grow us, or whatever it may be. But we can't just make more money and then just eat our seeds. So every time we get money, we're not saving, we're not looking into investing, we're not finding ways to prepare for the future. We don't have life insurance, things like that. So managing money as a Christian means not letting lifestyle creep overtake you or overcome you. The more debt we get into, the more we take on, it'll just be harder to get out of this stuff later, because you start to get into this lifestyle that you want to keep and you want to hold tight to. But then when you finally look at where you are and you're struggling, you're looking, and it's time for you to sit down and say, listen, what do I need to let go of? It's going to be harder to let go of these things. If you have a lot of debt, it's going to be harder to get out of the debt, so that's something that I've been looking forward to, like not letting lifestyle creep get to me, and not accruing a bunch of debt, not not eating my seed. One of the things that have really helped me as far as like accruing debt, getting a new car, or getting a car loan, I need a car. I have to have a car, and I have one. My car is paid for, and that's a cash car, and it's a very used car. But at the end of the day, if something happened with my car to where I couldn't drive it anymore, I have the money to go and buy another one, because I'm not eating my seed, I'm saving. So if something happened with my car, I'm not forced to go and get a car loan and having to pay a bank or a dealership just so I can have a car, because I have the money to purchase another cash car. And so, that's just a part of not letting a lifestyle creep get to me and not eating my seed. Did I put my money in the right place? I did not. Oh, yes I did. This is personal. So I still have money in my personal. Still have money in my personal, which I need to go and do see what else I need as far as my personal needs. So yeah. So all of my envelopes are filled and I am ready to use them. This is going back into my safe place, and that's the end of this video. Hopefully the topic that I chose, I don't think that all the topics are going to be about money. I'll do some other topics because I like talking about a lot of stuff, but hopefully it helped. Hopefully it touched somebody and impacted somebody. And if you didn't really care for the topic, hopefully you learned how to stuff your cash envelopes. But thank you for watching, and see you next time.